Hey everybody, thank you for watching Weekend Garage. Okay, so this week what I'm doing basically is I'm working on getting the Holley Sniper wired up. So one thing I wanted to show you guys, though, I'm not going to show you all the tedious stuff, but one thing, you know, with the Holley Sniper, one thing that's real critical is if there's any wires in these connectors that you're not using, you need to remove them. I know they say you can kind of cut them, but keep in mind, these wires will act like an antenna if they're not being used. So even if you cut them, now you have little antennas at the end of your connector there. So, you know, the big problem with the Holley Sniper is RFI radio, radio interference, basically. There's a few different things that basically cause interference within the wires here, from your spark plug wires, from the distributor, from the coil, all kinds of things. They bleed in the wires and then get into the computer and make things all whacked out. So I wanted to show you guys. So I found this tool from Holley. It's not cheap. It's like 30 something bucks for a stupid little thing like this. But with this tool here, basically, it's made to take out the wires. I already did it on one of the other connectors. But basically, this will allow you basically just stick it in there. I'm just giving you kind of an example. And it'll allow you to release the wire. So if you later on need to use one of these wires, some of these are programmable outputs and inputs and whatnot. So you may want to change things up later. And then this will allow you basically, by just releasing it, it'll allow you to stick it back in when you're ready, you know, down the line for future. So I wanted to show you guys this little tool. Holley doesn't make it, but it had, I think that might be, I don't think it's a Holley part number, but I just wanted to show you all because I had to do some research trying to figure out what tool, because there's a bunch of different tools you can use or that are available for these weather pack type connectors. So I wanted to make sure and use the same one that Holley recommends, and this is it right here. So just wanted to show that to you. So I'm going to go ahead and take out some of these here. Some of these, I think there's two of them are for nitrous, and another one is for Holley digital gauges. I'm going to take that one out. So there's a few here that I need to take out. Another thing that I'm going to be doing too, that I kind of shared in the last video, and was today's a big day. Today's a big day where I have to figure out where I'm going to mount the HyperSpark box for the HyperSpark ignition. Now I mentioned that I have this 16 gauge piece of steel here that I used for the coil. Now, and I mentioned in the last video that, you know, I was looking at, you know, basically shortening this up a little bit, cutting a piece off of here and using this to mount it basically. So either by the passenger side fender on that area there, or I have another idea, and let me see if I can get the camera there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but it sounds to me, for me actually, like a really good idea, because it'll keep this thing out of the way. So I'm looking at mounting it. You see where that square hole is there basically? I'm looking at mounting it right above that. And I think that'll be awesome because it'll be pretty much out of the way. It'll be away from the motor, from all the heat and stuff. There is a cover that goes under the car. Those, I forget what they call them. I showed them in another video. I don't have them on right now, but they basically prevent dirt and stuff and water from getting up in that area. So I have protection there if I do mount it that low. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Either that or right here. You see where that hole is below the hood spring there? That's where that brace bracket mounts to. I'm thinking of bolting that sheet metal up to there and just letting it hang below that. That was my first idea, but I'm really liking this lower idea down there because that really gets it out of the way. So let's see what I come up with. I'm looking at mounting it potentially like this. That's right side up basically. The connector goes in this way. But under, basically here, right under the evaporator housing here. the only issue I have with that really is to getting a drill in there to drill the 4 holes to mount this. I'm gonna have to drop this, basically this inner fender well altogether, and I don't really feel like doing that. So I'm just thinking right now, different ideas. Okay, so I got all of the wires that I do not need from the 10-pin connector from the Holley Sniper. One thing I forgot to show you all is this little tool that releases the wires from the connector. If you order that part number, it comes with these little plugs. And these little plugs, basically, they just fit right in the back of the connector. So what I ended up doing, I think there's like 10 in the pack. Just to make sure, I went ahead and, actually I didn't open it. I ordered another set. And here's this is a part number so you guys can see, because I had to do some research. So this is a pack of 150. It's way more than I'm gonna need. But I was doing some research and some people are asking, hey, I ran out of plugs, where do you get them? So I wanna make sure that I have enough for what I'm doing here. Another thing is, you know, I took the outputs out for electric fans. So there's 2 outputs for electric fans, basically to trigger a relay. So I want to see basically how the car is going to run. You know, it's a high performance motor. It's more than likely going to run hot, but I don't know yet. I'd rather not run electric fans unless I have to. So the good thing is that I can come back later and just put the cables back in and go ahead and run my relays and everything for an electric fan. Plus, the wire harness that I already installed, I already have a wire there for an electric fan to trigger a relay. So I can do that via switch or temperature gauge or whatever. Those provisions are already going to be there. But there's something cool about just being able to trigger it from the Sniper. But I just want to keep the Sniper functions simple for now, and then I can always kind of mess with it later. So basically trigger the Hyperspark system, and this one is for the TAC output. All right, I caught myself. I made a mistake here. I took out the gray wire. I just put it back right now. That's the good thing about these connectors here is in the tool, is you can actually just slide it back in and it'll lock in. This is for the AC, basically to trigger the AC to shut down if you're accelerating. So I had to stick this one back in. I already have, you can see here, the wire loom on the Sniper wires. Fortunately, this is on the same side as these others here, so I'm good. I'm just gonna tuck this in there and save this to connect with the AC. All right, so I wanna let you guys in on my adventure that I'm enduring here. So I decided to mount the Hyperspark box on the firewall on the passenger side, actually on the lower area. And with that being said, it's a tight area to be able to drill for the holes for the mounting screws. You know, I'm not going to be able, I wasn't able to fit my regular cordless drill in there to drill out the holes. So what I ended up doing is I picked up this pneumatic angle drill here, and so this is pretty narrow. I mean, we're talking, you know, 3.5 inches basically on the tool itself. So I already drilled the 2 top holes, and I'll take the camera over there and show you guys. Okay, now this took me literally all day to get this thing mounted up and the holes drilled, but there is the location for the Hyperspark box for my Holley Sniper ignition. So just wanted to show you all. All right, so now that I have the Hyperspark box installed, the next thing I need to do is install the air conditioning wire harness. Now I did pick this up. It's from American Auto Wire, and this was a separate piece in itself. And this is basically, if you're going to use a factory AC system, this is the wire harness that you're going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay, so I just figured a couple of things out that I didn't even realize. So I was missing the blower AC blower relay that shuts down the blower. I don't know in what instance, but this is an identical, basically replacement for the factory relay. In the factory assembly manual, it shows here. Let me show you guys. Number 4. It says number 4 here, and this is basically showing the relay. It's the blower motor relay that shuts it off. And I found that there's a part number on here, right? So I did some research on that part number, and actually Standard Products actually makes it. So Standard has been around for many years, and you know, this is the identical replacement to that part number that's in the factory assembly manual. So I'm good to go here. This will, my AC wire harness will go right into here. I just have to find somewhere to mount this. I'm looking, you know, called a couple of guys from the First Gen Monte Carlo Club, looked at some pictures so I can figure out where it goes exactly. So I'm gonna get this thing mounted up. Also, I'm gonna show you guys another thing that I ran into that I didn't realize. So I'm gonna have to take the camera off and show you guys. Okay, so if you see on top of the evaporator housing, I thought that was a relay, but it's actually a temperature switch. And that is not factory to this car. But the company that refurbished this evaporator housing and everything, they installed that. I guess it's maybe a little bit more modern than what came from the factory. So I got to figure out how to connect that. So that's on my to-do list. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get this relay switch mounted and installed. Okay, so I got the relay installed there. There was actually a provision for one of the screws, and I'll probably end up drilling the hole for the other one, maybe. We'll see. Okay, also with the thermostat control switch there on the left, I was digging through some paperwork, and that's actually going to wire into the green wire. I'm pretty sure it's the dark green wire there on the left there. That dark green wire basically is for the AC compressor. You can see there the wire's peeking a little bit outside of the wire loom. So it's supposed to wire into that green wire basically to tell the compressor when to turn on and off. Also, if you notice that I do have the air conditioning wire harness already installed. You can see the wire loom there that I bought, that I showed in my last video, where it looks pretty good. I actually like it a lot. It's better than, it's not glossy like the wrap tape that I'm using, and I use that because it's only one wire. It's not multiple wires. So that's why I didn't wrap it with the glossy tape. And also for the thermostat, I should say the temperature sensor that goes into the block, you can see that as well. That turned out really good. You can see that, and that's basically, I have that wiring up into the loom for the air conditioning compressor, and then they go together, and then it'll just run up to the bulkhead there, which obviously I don't have it plugged in right now. Everything is kind of mocked up. But pretty much the wiring harness for the air conditioning is all wired up. You know, everything's good to go. All I need to do is tie in that temperature control switch. You know, again, which is something different that did not originally come in the car, but that's the way this company set this evaporator set up. So I'm gonna get that tied in as well. All my Holley Sniper stuff here, it's all with this is basically the wiring for the fuel pump and everything that goes in the gas tank, and all this other stuff hanging. This is just for the Sniper. It's already been wrapped and ready for me to tuck it, and then we'll be good to go. I got to clean all this rat's nest up, but I just wanted to show it to you. So I'm going to get onto that next. Okay, so I pretty much have all the wiring done around the motor, with the exception for that blue wire there in the right corner there. Now that's for the fuel pump, which goes in the fuel tank. I'm going to be running that wire on my next video, and I'll kind of make my way around the motor here. You can see even the temperature sensor for the sniper on the intake. I put some wire loom on that as well, just to clean it up. There's a thick bundle of wires there right under the sniper that I cinched up with some wire ties. I actually have some wire loom on order right now to cover that up, so I can clean that up a little more. But at least the rat's nest is gone. There's on the next video, I'm going to be working on the AC shutdown at wide open throttle. So I'm not going to touch that now. That's going to take me a little while to get that tied in, but I'll do that on my next video. Another thing I wanted to show you is the Hyperspark box there. You can see it's all mounted up, and you can see I have the wire looms all cleanly tucked right above it, with the magnets and wire ties all cinched up. I'm not 100% done there, but you know, I'm gonna cinch it up a little more, but it's looking pretty good right now. I got the wires kind of hidden behind the fender here, and I'm gonna work on that as well, just getting things all tied in. But just wanted to show you guys that that's where I'm at this point. I appreciate you all watching. Please like and subscribe.